Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online TV where we get to have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. Yes, this is me, Kemi Adebayo, aka Mama K, and in today's program is a special one where we hear the story of two wonderful, amazing, bold people, our Mr. and Miss Albinism South Africa 2021 and 2022. So I've got with me our dear Brian Makhubela and Lerato Sethibe. They're both based in Johannesburg, Cape Town, South Africa. Oh gosh, I know it's been a long morning, for me. Welcome, Brian and Lerato. How are you today?
All right, how are you, ma'am?
I'm very well.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure. I can just see you just looked elegant, the queen with the with the crown up there, and wow. Tell us about yourself. Where are you from? Where were you born? And anything you want to share with us.
Okay, I am Lerato Sethibe. I am 32 years of age, which most people don't believe it.
I know you look really young.
Yes, I'm originally from Free State Province in Kroonstard, but currently I reside in Gauteng Germiston. So I am a model, I am an actress, I am Miss Albinism South Africa 2021-2022, as you can see, and I am the first ever. Before I forget, I'm the first ever Miss Albinism South Africa 2021-2022.
Okay.
I am also the first ever Miss Albinism Free State 2018 and 19.
Wow.
So yes, that's
wow.
who I am. I am a disability activist. I am a motivational speaker, and yes, I hold a certificate.
You're busy, very busy. Actress, I know that. So tell us about life growing up before I go on to Brian. What was life growing up for you? And what's your position in the family?
Oh my God. Okay, in the family, I'm the only child of my both deceased parents. So, yeah.
So are you spoiled? Do you think you're spoiled? Because they're always the only child that's spoiled.
Well, I am because my family, they love me. They are always protective towards me. So I'm just like a spoiled child. So
spoiled in a good way.
Yes, in a good way. So in a good way. So, yes.
So life growing up was really good for you?
It was, I can say it was good. It has both advantages and disadvantages for me. So challenges here, especially as a child, with albinism. And people should understand, I don't live with albinism, but I have albinism. So I'm a person with albinism, not living with albinism. So as growing up, I went to, I didn't go to a special school. I went to the mainstream, both primary and secondary. So, as a child, you don't really understand the condition. So I did not know anything about why am I like this. Because I remember I used to blame myself. I used to blame God. I used to blame my parents. So why am I like this? Is there something that maybe they did? Is it a curse? As people will think, the myths they have about us. So I will ask myself, I will ask God, why am I like this? Because every time I go out, people will call me names which are not on my ID, names which my parents did not give me. So why would they describe me as a person as if I'm not a human? So they would give me names, and it will hurt. I'm an introvert person, so I don't easily express myself, how I feel to people. I keep them to myself. So I will cry every time when I go to my room, ask God that no, I don't I remember I even had the mentality that I want to change, I want to do plastic surgery when I grow up. I remember I said, when I grow up, when I have a lot of money, I'm going to do a plastic surgery, just to get off this.
What you have, thinking you can get rid of it, but then you...
Even at school, they will discriminate me, call me with names, but you know what, at the same time, I had friends, and I have teachers, both primary and secondary, who took care of me, who loved me, who made me feel, like I'm a child or I'm a human. So on the family side, it was even worse because they just loved me, accepted me. That's why I felt home, I felt warmth. Their challenge was outside. But at the same time, I enjoyed my childhood. It was just those albinism challenges, that I had as I was growing up.
Right.
So yeah, but now I understand more. I'm grown up. I'm matured.
And you're bold. You're beautiful.
I'm
you know
beautiful. I
exactly.
love
And you
myself. I don't
exactly.
even wish to do a plastic surgery anymore.
I know,
God.
it's like gone. No, that's what they. Now, let me come on to you, Brian. There. So Lerato has shared a journey with us, and I'm sure probably for you. And by the way, I love this beard and this groom and this hair. It's like how long does it take you to groom all that? Let's start with that before I even find out about you.
Doesn't take that much, eh?
Okay.
Take that much because
Right.
it's a look that I keep because as a brand, just want to be consistent with one look. So it's a look.
I like that.
Yeah.
Branded, like me too. I've branded myself with my headgear. Okay, so tell us your journey growing up and your family education.
Yes.
How has it been?
My journey has been amazing. Has been up there. Obviously, there's been like ups and downs. I've cried a bit here and there, but I've enjoyed the journey. I've found myself in the midst of those dark hours, those dark times. I think that's where you pretty much identify who you are, and you deal with the identity crisis. So growing up, I grew up under a very supportive family and loving family. I was raised by both my parents and my siblings. I have 2 siblings.
Okay, what position are you?
I'm last born.
Oh, you're the last one. You're the baby. Only child and last one.
Only child. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, definitely. But also in the midst of that, once you start understanding things, there's a time where your family takes care of you, but also there's a time when you take care of your family.
Yes.
Because, you deal with challenges on your own and you don't want to put them in a position where they have to fight for you, or, you just deal with things on yourself. So albinism basically gives you maturity at a very young age.
Yes.
Because no one tells you that the sun will be harsh to your skin. The results the following day speak for themselves, and you're like, now I'm not supposed to go outside because obviously I have blisters and stuff. So it's been really, really amazing. I went to Ecotourism Primary School. I went to Mawusha, both mainstream. And then I started TUT, Tshwane University of Technology. I got my diploma in Ecotourism and Wildlife Management there. So that has been a beautiful journey, and that's where I pretty much met a lot of people that have albinism, and I was like, okay, there's other people as well that have albinism that can also achieve as much as I have achieved in life. So basically that's my story.
Awesome. So what are you doing now apart from being Mr. Albinism?
I am an actor now.
Oh, you're an actor, actress, actor. Wow.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
what sort of movies do you act in?
I've done pretty much a lot of things.
Okay.
Especially in the modeling space. I've just diverted into acting now because modeling is just silent acting. But now when you go into movies and stuff, that's where you really need to put yourself out there. So I've done African Dreams. It was on SABC 1.
Okay.
Yes, I've done also a bit of commercials. I've been doing like commercials for Superbalist. I've done a commercial for Vodacom last year.
Awesome.
Been on a magazine for Tshwane University. It's called Destiny Man. So I've done pretty much a lot of things, and now currently I'm on Black Door on ETV.
Wow,
Check me
you've
out.
really done well. I really need to commend you. And you've got the swag. You've just, I'm looking at you now.
Like, yeah.
Oh, okay. How old are you? Maybe I could have a toy boy. No, I'm just kidding. I love Bob.
Currently I'm at this market theatre in Johannesburg studying acting.
Awesome, awesome.
ma'am.
So you're trying to improve your skills,
Definitely.
as
Taking
well.
my skill level to another level.
Awesome. You know what? We'll be right back. Wow, Lerato and Brian, thank you for sharing that initial, journey of growing up and some of the challenges, you've experienced, but which I'm sure there's more, that you haven't shared, but hearing what you both do, a model, actress, activist, actor, wow, you should be really, really proud of yourself. So what I want to ask you next is, what are the 3 things, for you, let me start with you, Brian, that you value most in life? The 3 things you value most in life.
The 3 things that I value most in life, number one definitely is my relationship with God. Secondly, family. And thirdly, has to be education.
Right.
Yes, by family I mean both, people that I've met and are now part of my life, they add value in my life, including my friends.
Because friends become family. We have brothers that stick, friends that stick closer than brothers, or however they say. So wow, that's important. Relationship with God, family and friends, and education. Why education?
I think education is one of the tools to elevate your life and to eradicate certain things in life that are still there, just like the bullyism, just like stigma around people with albinism, not just people around albinism, but also disabilities and humanity generally. I think our differences can be put aside if we are knowledgeable about our differences.
Correct.
So I think the reason why people don't value diversity is because they themselves don't know who they are. So
they're ignorant.
Yes, through education they can accept who they are and they can know who they are.
And for you, Lerato?
Okay, with me, definitely the first one, as I am a very spiritual person, it has to be God. It has to be God because I tell myself every day that I am God's own original design. So I'm fearfully and wonderfully made.
Man, that's one of my favorite verses.
Amen. So he's the one who put me here, who brought me to this world. So I value God for that. And the second one, it has to be family. Like Brian said, not family only from your surname, but the people who support you, the people who encourage you. Because for you to become a leader, you are a leader because of people. You need people to support you. You need people to reach your achievements. So I value family a lot. And the last one, it has to be life. I can say so because I value life. If you value life, you will live like joyfully. So you value life because you want to live. There are so many people who go through depression, who go stress, and then they just like, what, I don't want to live. They commit suicide because they don't value life. So despite the challenges of life, value life because you never know what tomorrow will bring for you. So I value life because what, I am here.
Awesome. So in your role as Miss Albinism, what does that involve, and how was that for you to be the first ever, like you said? How has that been for you? What do you do?
Oh my God, being the first ever Miss Albinism South Africa 2021-2022, I can say the keynote for me is the first ever. It means, oh my God, it's a history itself, Yes, there will be other ones, but I'm a record breaker. So it's, I can say I am humbled, I am graceful, I am so excited. And I am thankful to God, that He trusted me with this title for me to be the first ever to show others out there that it's possible. You can be the first ever in anything that you do. So me as the crown queen, my responsibility, is to, go out there and educate not only the albinism society, but the community as a whole about albinism. So we are currently, we do like albinism awareness in schools, in hospitals, on the streets. We go to events where we educate people about albinism conditions so that they can understand, and accept the albinism society. And also not only that, we also encourage other children with albinism to motivate them, because most of them they have low self-esteem because of the myths, the stereotype, how they are marginalized in the community. So we me as the queen is to go there to them and encourage them, motivate them that if I am here, grown up as I am, you also can be where I am today. So it's to go out there and educate them, encourage them, inspire them.
Wow, well done, Queen.
Thank you.
So, King Brian,
Yes, ma'am.
for you as a Mr. Albinism, and is this the first ever for you as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how has that journey been, and what are you mostly proud of? And what should we look out for, during your tenure as Mr. Albinism?
First and foremost, I think from a personal experience, as a boy child with albinism, I never had someone to look up to.
Right.
And the idea that there's someone now who's Mr. Albinism or who's the first ever to be crowned Mr. Albinism, that means that it's a huge step. Even looking 5 years ago or 10 years ago, who would have thought that we'd have conversations like
this? Correct.
With people that have albinism, that live with albinism. So for me, one of my responsibilities as the king is obviously to look out for the boy child. I think I have a lot of mothers reaching out to me, a lot of dads reaching out to me in my pages on Facebook and on Instagram, asking me about what to apply to their kids, how to take care of them. So for me, having to be a leader, having to be someone seen like that is a huge accomplishment. As the Queen has said, we've been traveling last 2 weeks ago in Botswana, some time ago in Northwest.
Wow.
Basically traveling.
Jet lag. Jet lag. Oh, will you take me in your suitcase? Wow. So you're going around Africa.
Yes, we're doing like a provincial tour and even going outside of South Africa to just educate people about albinism. Next month, in July we're going to Zimbabwe. There's also a crowning in Zimbabwe, which is obviously spreading our wings so that people see, because now there's a lot of people are asking themselves, why are we not seeing people with albinism in activities that are in communities that are happening in the society. And that's basically what we're trying to do: visibility, representation.
Yes,
that's what we want people to know. We want people to see us, to see people with albinism more as actors, as more as presenters. Don't just see the condition. Look at the skill. Look at the talent.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, people usually think that we have a pass, an obvious ticket to places and events. They don't know that we actually are talented. There's also a skill set that we work on to be out there. So we want people with albinism to believe in themselves and to go for their goals. Definitely.
Wow. I am inspired already by you guys. We could go on and on and on and on, but we'll be right back. Wow, Lerato and Brian, our king and queen, you've both been so inspirational so far. Even for me, I'm learning and unlearning even as we hear, and I'm hoping, our viewers as well, they're picking a lot, from what you're saying. So now let's go on to the condition itself. What is albinism? What are the symptoms? What are the causes? Is there any treatment, for it? Yeah.
I can say, albinism, first and foremost, is not contagious. It doesn't mean when you touch me, you will be infected. No, that's what most people should understand, because they think they don't want to be close to us. They don't want to touch us. I remember I once met a lady when I was going to a taxi in the morning. She was walking in front of me. And when she turned around, she saw me and she ran. She thought maybe I was going to her, and guess what? She screamed and she ran. I was so like, oh my God, what's happening? She screamed. And I was like, albinism is not contagious. It's just a lack of melanin. It's characterized by a lack of melanin only. So it's just only lack of pigmentation. So it's not contagious at all. The difference between me and you is just the skin color. So people should understand that albinism is a genetic condition which is characterized by a lack of melanin. That's what we most tell people.
So, Brian, I don't know how that will feel when, for you, what you just shared there with the lady, they saw you and screamed and ran.
Sure.
And having to live, with that, every day and so on. Is there any treatment? And for you, I know earlier on you spoke about the fact that you had to know, okay, you can't go in the sun and, stay out in the sun. What are some of the symptoms, for people with albinism? And what treatment, if any, because people think, okay, yeah, like you said earlier on, oh, maybe I'm going to do plastic surgery or whatever. So share with us, educate us.
All right. Treatment, symptoms, we don't have that in the condition. It's a condition that you're born with. So you have albinism, so you cannot treat it after you have it.
I'm just wanting people to hear that.
Yes, definitely. So it's not like maybe someone who has a vitiligo that the skin starts to peel off. No, from birth you are just born with the condition, with the skin type and with the skin color.
Yeah.
So what we basically do to keep our skin like this is, apply a lot of sunscreen. And just applying sunscreen alone on itself is not enough, because you need to regularly apply it, maybe after 2 hours and 3 hours. So it differs. The things that I use, I don't believe that the queen is also using them, but it's based on your preference and your prescription.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I know, for some people with albinism, your eyes sometimes, whereby you might struggle with your eyesight, the sun, because some people, at work might not take all that into consideration in terms of what needs to happen. So what more can be done, to address, like you said, the sunscreen? Is it everybody that can afford to buy that? Exactly. Is that, things like that. So what more can be done, for, if I have an employee now, at work, how can I help that person more without necessarily picking on that person, but making that person not feel different, but still integrate that person into the workplace?
Because ultimately I think it's about the working space has to be, the work environment has to be conducive, so that we are able to maximize our potential.
Yes.
But general albinism just affects the eyes, the hair, and not the eyes.
The skin.
The skin.
The skin.
So it's the eyes, skin, and the hair.
Yeah.
Right.
So in the workplace, I think, employees need to take heed and to be aware that as a person with albinism, when you're working on a laptop or on a screen, the screen has to be grayed out so that it doesn't affect your eyes. You're sitting there for a long time, straining your eyes, and ultimately you don't enjoy what you're doing. So employees can help people that have albinism by pretty much asking them what they're comfortable with and what they're not comfortable with. And one of the challenges as you go to interviews, I think sometimes you're even afraid to mention these things, because
that's why I'm trying to have that conversation. Yes,
because it's like, no, hey, this one will come in with a lot of baggage now. We need to organize this bigger screen. We need to. But those are the things that we want. If you're going to be working with paper, writing something down, is that amount of light that you're taking in enough for you for that day? Do you have rest days? Do you have some time to rest your eyes, so that basically you and the queen, I think, because she's been more in the corporate than I have, I think she'd know a lot.
Okay.
I can say I was working. I'm also in IT.
So you work a lot with computers.
Yes, the company that I was working at, they understood, my condition, but I'm the one who had to make them understand that I need like a big screen because I'm partially sighted, hence, we say albinism is characterized by lack of melanin because it affects like inside the eyes also. So I had to make them understand that I need a big screen, and on that screen it need maybe zoom, because I need to see big letters. So I had to make them understand, and they understood. And I think is one of the things that most companies, in fact all the companies around not only South Africa but the world, they should understand that we have people with albinism and they are capable. So they need to have such equipment, or like
to cater
ready,
for.
ready, put there already. Not when I come, that's when you will have to go out there and buy. They have to be there ready, so that we can feel accommodated, so that they won't have challenges when I come for an interview and you won't take me because you're thinking, I have to buy that 10,000 screen, I have to buy that Zoom software, it's so expensive, but you're not taking my potential. So they need to work on such things. Equipment must be there already, because really we are capable, we are smart.
More than capable.
Oh, definitely. I'm just honored and impressed.
And I also believe that also our government should really assist us in such things, because like you said, most people cannot afford sunscreens. I know there are few hospitals and clinics that provide free sunscreens, and I think it should be done in every clinic or hospitals all around the world. And we do have also albinism organizations, like the one now we have Mr. Albinism in South Africa. So they should come on board and support us, because we want everyone to feel happy in their own country, to feel accommodated, to feel loved.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions, but I'm feeling, which one am I going to ask as we're going? But this one I have to ask before I go on to my next one. It just came on now. Culturally, I know there's some myth, especially in terms of the African culture. And we've heard it, in Malawi, in South Africa, in Nigeria, where culturally, we sometimes believe, if you sleep with somebody with albinism, you'll be cured of AIDS, or if they don't die, and so on. How do you manage all those myths? How can we educate people more about such things? I don't know. Do you want to go first?
I think, because South Africa, I can say, is better when it comes to the myths, and stereotypes against people with albinism. But countries like Malawi, Tanzania is I can say, is worse.
There's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
There's still a lot of work, and I hope, we have the UN albinism, so I think it can be more active and it can involve each and every country together, like all the albinism in each and every organization in every country, they come together, and we we stand out and raise our voice, because I believe in working in unity. So I mean, it's really sad. It's really sad. But in South Africa, it's not that much. It's just only those discriminations.
Okay. So there's been a lot of work and integration more in South Africa, and hopefully other African countries can learn. From
because I see also from here in South Africa, especially the albinism organization, we try by all means to have events where we do awareness. We go to schools everywhere. Like I said, we go to schools, we go to hospitals, we try to educate people. And I think now is better because people are getting to accept us, they get to understand even more. Even in the media, they get to host us, the radio stations, they get like you right now.
Yes.
Because we're trying to educate.
So you're using all avenues.
All the
awesome
platforms.
Let me now go to you, Brian. Life lessons. Let's leave that because I know we're running out of time. Life lessons for you. And as we celebrate Youth Month, this month of June, and as still you're both under 35. So what life lessons, have you learned over the years that has helped you, that you would advise a younger boy child, 10-year-old, to say, okay, you know what, do this, do that, I wish I'd done that?
Yes.
Just share with us.
You know, it's reported that in South Africa, as many as 57% of South African learners are bullied at some point in their lives. So it can either be in primary, it can either be middle school, high school, or even tertiary. So one of the life lessons that I'd give to specifically someone who's being bullied, whether being bullied for being short, tall, skinny, fat, I'd say love yourself regardless. Let love lead, you know, and if you put love first, I think that will build you up inside. You know, you don't have space in you to hate other people for what they do, because basically, you know, what they say about you doesn't define you. At the end of the day, it's about how much you love yourself. So in the midst of that bullying that's happening, in the midst of speak out, get some help, and love yourself.
Queen, Lerato.
I say almost similar with King, as you know, like I told you, like I had that mentality of doing plastic surgery. So I will, you know, the lesson I will give to that young, you know, lady, young man is own your look. Because you are unique. You know, that's what I live with each and every day, that I own my look. So meaning I don't wish to be anyone else. I don't wish to look like anyone else. So I love myself and accept myself the way I am. So love and accept yourself the way you are, and walk confidently. You know, wear confidence on your shoulders, knowing that you own your look. Despite what the community will say, shut down your ears and own your look. Yes.
I love that stress in there. And on that note, we're just off for some break, and we'll share some of your work. We'll be right back. Wow, own your look, the myth, the cultural beliefs, and thankfully, thank God, you know, there's a lot being done in South Africa, you know, like what you said, being able to be on advert, commercials, and, you know, being on TV, on, you know, actor, actress. Yeah, exactly. And the boy child, you know, pushing, you know, them to say, believe in yourself, love yourself regardless. I know you're passionate about albinism because, yes, you know, you're with it. What other social issues for you mean a lot to you personally? And what are the solutions to that particular issue? Just anything, whether you believe it can be done or can't be done. I don't know who wants to go first now.
Let me just go first.
King, yes, go first!
No, I will touch based on it. So for me, I stand for bullism. As I said earlier, that about 57% of South African learners, go through bullism at some point in their life. In Swati, we say Samandi. What that means is that you train them as they are young. And I believe in, as much as we praise South Africa and say it's doing much more better than other countries, I believe that that's not the ultimate.
There's still room for improvement. There's still more that can be done.
And by saying that, I believe in prevention is better than cure. We don't have to stand up for the LGBTQ plus community after something has happened to someone in our families. After something has happened, you don't have to stand for albinism because your aunt is a child with albinism. You need to stand up for it because it's a thing that's there, and ultimately anyone can have a child with albinism. Mr. Godfrey can have a child with albinism. Even me, it's possible for me not to have a child with albinism. But at the end of the day, I'm supposed to be educated about them. So bullying, that's one of the social issues that I stand for. And the
cyberbullying actually has increased now as well.
Sometimes you post a picture on your social media platforms and you can see that this comment has, it's someone trying to bully you and to stop you from what you're doing. And you're like, okay. And I think, even on the internet, I think we need more security and we need more means to report cyberbullying because it's a thing. And when with cyberbullying now, it increases the level of suicide because after someone comments and they mention that you don't look nice in your skin, and the thing is about bullying is that it takes you to a really dark place, and it doesn't even have to be bullying. For me, I go to castings on a day-to-day basis. I can have 4 castings in a week, and I'm rejected in all 4. But what that does, it takes you to a place which you thought you overcame a long time ago, and now that's not nice. And now you struggle waking up in the morning and going to another casting. And sometimes it's not even that you don't look good enough. Because obviously that's not the point. It's not about the look, definitely. It will look nice. That's why obviously
probably maybe it's not your day that day. It's not,
ultimately it digs a hole. It digs a hole and you go back into that hole. And just coming out there of that place is a really, really, really tough thing to do. So I stand for bullying and I'm an advocate for bullying, and I think we need more initiatives and more organizations to stand for bullying, and we need to educate children about bullying.
Queen.
With me, I can say definitely it have to be a teenage pregnancy.
Right.
So I mean, it has increased right now, and then because even though we have different reasons, we come from different backgrounds, but I think it's one of the issues that we need, to focus on, to deal with, to go there to children, to talk to them, to teach them about life issues, about, dating. So because, I mean, like they say, our children, our future, our leaders tomorrow, it could be the president, but because of, the pregnancy, it will bring distractions along the way. You won't be able to do certain things in life. You won't be able to go to certain positions, you understand? So I think it's one of the issues that we need to deal with. And I can say it goes together with, what I'm really also passionate about teaching our pregnant women in hospitals about, chances of having a child with albinism. So it goes together right there because imagine you are a child and you give birth to a child with albinism. You don't know anything.
No.
You are still immature. You don't know anything. So you will also have challenges in terms of that. So I think it's one of the issues we need, also to focus on.
Wow. It has been an honor and a pleasure. And I can't wait, hopefully, to continue the conversation at a later date to find out how you're doing, some of your travels, especially you said it's your first time in Cape Town. So we want you back in Mother City. And thank you. And, I salute you for what you're doing. I commend you for what you're doing. I celebrate you for what you're doing.
So much.
Even though you're still very, very young, You're already making your mark and leaving a legacy,
Yes, ma'am.
which you should be proud of.
And on the 13th of June, it was International
Albinism.
Albinism Awareness Day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So I didn't know that. I'm going to add that to my calendar. So is that an annual event on the 13th of June?
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, I
And we
didn't.
do also celebrate the national one in September.
Okay,
Yes, the whole month of September is National Albinism.
is it?
Yes.
I'm going to make sure we're going to focus. So we're going to be back to speak to you more, about that. And I don't know, we're going to share your Instagram, Facebook page. We'll share it at the end so that people can, touch base with you. I hope you can start formally mentoring some of those boy child, that you're talking about, because I think that will help them. And for you as well, in terms of the girl child, as well. And we wish you all the very, very best, for your tenure. And as you continue to raise an awareness of albinism, God will keep guiding you, keep lifting you up, keep giving you that strength, the wisdom, and the confidence, and the resources, and even the organization that is supporting you. God will keep blessing them for you to be blessing to others.
Thank you so much for
So
sharing
in
us.
closing, I know people normally think, okay, that's it, we're done. No, we're not done yet. Just about done. In closing, I would like you to just give words of encouragement. I don't know who wants to go first. To anybody you want to speak to out there, whether be it, a young person that's being bullied, or a boy, a child, or, whoever you want to speak to, or someone with albinism, or a young learner maybe that's gotten pregnant and feels, that's the end of life for her. Whoever you want to speak to, I'll just want you to, I don't know who wants to go first, to just give words of encouragement.
Okay, words of encouragement, I can say, this is something that I always love to say in each and every interview, that disability is not an inability, but a different ability. So I am capable, I can do whatever that I want to do. So please, accept us, the world the way we are, because we are here to live, to have fun, and to live in unity. I would love us to live in unity. Thank you.
Wow, short and sweet.
From a personal experience, I know that growing up with albinism is not so easy. It has its challenges. I'm going to speak this to a boy child that lives with albinism, that has albinism, that's going to watch this anytime from now. I know it's tough. I know it's not easy. You may be rejected here and there. You may try to even go into the dating space and not get the love that you think you deserve. But hold on. The right person will come on your way, and you don't have to be angry. You don't have to have some form of anger inside of you. We still need our women. We still need our sisters. Protect them. Don't be abusive. Love them. Love yourselves. Thank you.
Deep, 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 deep stuff. I don't know how to summarize. I won't even try and summarize. But on your look, the disability is not inability, but a different ability. Live and love yourself. Hold on. Don't be angry. There's so much, that you guys have shared. And I hope, our viewers out there, be it those being bullied, or those with, with albinism, or some of what we shared, anyone that this speaks to, or even a parent, who has a child, with albinism and does not know and feels ashamed, or the stigma, that surround albinism as a condition. Please, you've heard it all from our king and queen here today, who are doing their best, to share their story, to have this difficult conversation. Reach out, empower others, lift others up, educate. They've been talking about education, education, education. So we need to keep educating our government, our employers, our media, in terms of what we're projecting, the language we're using. We need to do more. we need to do more because we have to do more. And like they said, love should be the basis of everything. And for me too, I sign up to that. Thank you. Remember, this is the King and the Queen, King Brian and Queen Lerato, signing off till next time, saying stay safe, stay blessed. Remember, God is love. Till next time. Peace out.
Cheers.